Alrighty, welcome to another live stream. So, the Amazon Prime days have come and gone. So, I try to take advantage of them deals every once in a while. And I also wanted to satisfy my curiosity on these so-called new style or newer styler lamps. These filament style solar pathway lights. So that's what I got here. But I wanted the same quality as the XMCosy pathway solar lights that had the glass envelope. So I went back to XMCosy and I got their new style, filament style solar pathway light with the glass envelope. So let's take this out of the box. But before it, it's a 6-pack. It says unique and elegant design, warm white LED vintage bulb. LED and vintage should never go to each other. Strong built-in 2-volt solar panel, power panel, advanced glass design. So that tells you right there. Plastic frame body and stainless steel pole. So just like the other lights that I got a bunch of, including a free one. Plastic ground stake, blah, blah, blah. Model numbers HW-6181K from XMCosy. So here's the one side of the box. And then we got that side of the box. And we got that side of the box. And that side of the box. So, backside information. We got IP65 waterproof. Solar powered auto on and off. Integrated LED with a vintage bulb. LED and vintage should never go together. Strong build. Yeah, hell yeah. You got glass envelope. It'll last a very long time. Specifications: the solar panel is a 2-volt polycrystalline solar panel. Battery is a AA 1.2 volt, 1000 milliamp hour or 1 amp hour. LED integrated LED with a vintage bulb. And of course the product size, color temperature, warm white, approximately 27K. Made in China, of course. So let's take this out of the box. What we got? So we got the destruction manuals. Anything. The lifetime of LEDs is estimated at 50,000 hours. Blah, blah, blah. First time use. Detach light cover from top of the lens. By twisting it anti-clockwise, pull off the insulating strip. So if your lights don't work, check the strip on the battery. So a lot of places have. So, of course, so it don't run down in the box. And then, of course, just like any other solar light, put it together, put the ground stake on, and stick it in the ground, and wait for the sun to shine, to charge up the battery, and all that other good stuff. So, here's all the poles. So, the poles are integrated. These are metal. And, of course, the ground stake is plastic. Quite beefy plastic, quite long too. So that takes care of that. So since it's a 6-pack, it's got 6 holes, 6 spikes. I'll take this out of the box. Okay, so that takes care of that. Flip this over. Bring it to the overhead. So here's what it looks like in the box. So a bunch of little covers we'll have to take off to satisfy them type of people that like to love that protective film thing. Oh yeah. So we'll take this top foam off. See what kind of disaster we come. Okay. This is interesting. Interesting packaging. So they're in, they're suspended. So be careful that you don't flop them over, or they might fall out. So be careful with that. It's probably not a good idea to carry them like I just did off camera, because they might fall out. Because they're just held in by a little bit of friction. So be careful of doing this, because it might give you a little surprise. So here's all 6 of them. So we'll find the one that I already peeled that cover off. There's the one. We'll get these off to the side, because you don't need to see all of them, because they're all the same. So that's the one I want. Blah, blah, blah. Very nice. These are very nice. Heavy, too. So, let's take a look at this. So, of course, this is going to be your solar panel. This top cover is going to be plastic. This frame that it wraps around, that's going to be plastic. But the best thing about this particular brand of solar lights is that this glass envelope is glass. Not that cheesy plastic that looks good for a few years and then turns yellow or clouds over and it looks like absolute garbage. So to service these, it's just a quarter turn, and then of course you can take this out every once in a while and clean it, because in case any kind of bugs get in there or dust or grit or whatever, you can easily enough clean this. So that's very nice. And here is this so-called evil vintage LED filament. So this is a LED filament style light source that comes on this thing. So it doesn't look like it just pops off very easily, nor did I want to pop it off, but you get the gist of what it looks like. So if you ever seen a filament style LED, that's what they look like. And some of them are like some of my Christmas lights. They're actually bent them over, so it makes them look like the old school type. So here's that protective thing that you're supposed to take off to make the solar light work for the first time. So of course these batteries are probably not going to be fully charged, so we'll take a look at that. So here's the cell, just a generic nickel metal hydride. It's a 1 amp hour, so typical rechargeable AA battery. So let's crack this open and see what's inside, because I know all my fans love to see me crack open things. And I'll be doing the same procedure with these that I did with my other XMCosys, is take each one of these apart, and if the circuit board is also fastened down, I take that out, and I'm going to conformal coat it to keep all the little bug juices off the circuitry, preserving the life of these things. So here's the inside. There ain't nothing in it, just a tiny little circuit board. And then of course I'm going to treat all the battery contacts with silicone paste. And there's a spring in there. That come flying out from something. So I'm going to be careful doing that. Probably the contacts. So that's where that little guy come from. So there ain't much in here. So there's looks like a capacitor. There's a diode, and of course there's an inductor in there. Because you got to take 1.2 volts and drive it up to about 3 volts to run that filament lamp LED, and there's the little chip in there. So that is that. So this doesn't look like it comes out. Well, yeah, it does. It's probably keyed. There we go. So there's the inside of that. So that is keyed. Just 2 little contacts to get that going. So it's simple enough. So the little bugger only goes in one way. It is keyed one way. So there's a big keyhole slot and a little one to keep the polarity right. So that's good to know. And then we got these little pogo pins. I think that went like this. That went like that. That went like that. And then these 2 little springs went in. And then the circuit board got on top. And that's keyed. So plus and minus. So that can only go in one way. So there's a little keyway here, so it can only go in one way. So it's pretty much idiot proof if you took it apart, that you can get it back together and it'll still work. It's just a challenge of getting all the screws to stay. So we'll put the screws back in. I'm going to find the hole. There's quite a bit of tension on them springs, that's for sure. I'm really having to push them with my thumb to keep that down. So I would say that this is quite well built. So definitely something you'd want to preserve to have this thing last as long as you can by spraying it with a conformal coating and treating the battery terminal so it don't rust. And it's one of these things that I found in the past with my other set of XMCosys is pay attention to them for the first couple of weeks, especially after a heavy rainstorm. Because I did have one where the water would get in from the solar panel and leak down into the into this glass jar basically, and there's no drain holes in there, so I actually had one absolutely get filled up with water. But since I treated everything, the only thing that it really screwed up was the battery. So the battery doesn't hold the charge like it was when it was new. But since I've had them for, it's going to be 2 years now, or 3 years, or whatever, they're ready for new cells anyway. So this is pretty easy to work on. I have no idea how long this will actually run, because that's quite a bit of a filament lamp. It's not like the regular LEDs. Because the other XMCosys, they're still on in the morning, but they're very, 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 very dim. And that's just the way the solar lights are. And actually, I'm going to put a charged one in there. So let's put a charged one in there, and we'll get one of the older or other style XMCosys out. We'll compare them. So we need freshly charged batteries so we can see the pattern in them. So that's a big difference. So let that stay there, and I'll get one from outside. Whoops, there you go. Okay, so here's the my other style of XMCosys that I had featured on this channel. You can search for them, but I come across these through JK18 because he had these things on one of his review videos, and the thing that really turned me on about these is glass, not crappy plastic that fades out. So these have been out in the weather for a couple of years now, 2 years, something like that. So of course the plastic is going to fade a little bit, which is to be expected. The solar panels, I do know that these solar panels on these XMCosys always had that matte look. So they're still in good shape. Of course, the newer style XMCosys got the more glossier solar panel, but probably the same panel. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 individual sections. So that's 2 volts times 2, because each section of a solar panel for these particular ones is half a volt. So half, 1, 1.5, 2 times 2 in parallel. That gives you 2 volts. So that gives you the milliamp hours to charge the battery. So there's that one. I'll stand him up. And then these are the ones that you can customize. So they got a warm white and a cold light. So you just change it with the switch up here. So these are still in good shape. Of course, these are the ones I've already treated and all that other good stuff. So no bug damage. And the contacts and the batteries are all in perfect shape. They look like brand new because I put silicone paste in them. You can kind of see the remnants of it. So it does pay to fuss with these things, and if you want to spend the time, and these things will last a very long time. Take care of them. So that's the old battery, and I am going to be replacing these because these have, by the time March and April come of 2025, these things will probably be at about 500 milliamp hours or lower. So it'll be time to change them. So it's the same 1000 milliamp hour battery in both the new and old style. So we'll put a nice, really shitty charged battery in there, and I can already tell the difference that it's been charged because it's been cloudy all day, so they're not very charged. And we'll compare these guys in the light. So we'll turn off some lights, turn off this light. Turn off the overhead, the big overhead. Okay. So these are actually pretty nice. So I'll take the new one out. So this is the pattern of the cracked glass. So as you can see, it's supposed to be looking like that. The shattered look. I kind of like that. This is some of the modern stuff that they do for like stairwells when you want to keep the instead of balusters, they would put glass, three sets of glass, three individual panels, and they would purposely put like tempered glass in the middle of the two, and then when they're all done putting it in, they would take a nail and shatter the inside, and you get this kind of crackled effect. Very nice. So you can see what kind of pattern that gives out. And of course, the further away from the light you are, the dimmer it gets, but you can get the gist of it, of the pattern of it. So very nicely patterned. And of course, the glass is still clear after 2 years of service, and it'll have many more of years of service. And here's this one. So this one has the kind of like bubbles. So imperfection bubble glass, kind of like the old school windows that are all wavy and they got a bubble or two. So something that was desired, and it's probably desired today because the old is new again. They have that old style glass. So kind of a more flat pattern on these. And of course, since these guys are a little bit taller than the other ones, you kind of get like a lantern effect. So it's kind of cool. So you get the shadows of the supports that are on the glass. So very nice pattern. Kind of rare to have a pattern like that where it's actually flat. And if that is your kind of taste that you like. Of course, here's the shattered glass look. So kind of nice. Both of them are very nice. One's a little brighter than the other, that's for sure. Probably because of the reflector on the bottom. And of course, the cracked glass captures more of the light and bounces it around before it comes out. Because there is an art of the reflectors on the bottom of these things. So it depends on the angle and the diameter of it, how far it will throw the light. But this one is a more of a downward light, which gives it more light on the bottom, where this one is meant to cast light outward. So of course, just by looking at it, you can tell that it's going to cast more light outward because the whole filament lamp is just completely exposed to all 360 degrees. So it's pretty cool. I like them. They're actually pretty neat. So I'll turn that back on. Of course, I have a video on taking all of these apart and treating them and getting them ready for the outdoors. So you can search the channel for that, how I did that. So we'll put the old battery back in. Put these back outside where they belong. We'll get a few hours more, or an hour or two more of charge, and that'll be it for that day. And of course the pole for the old ones. Here's the pole for the other ones. It's already a little taller. They're probably a little taller. Yep. Just a little bit. Nope. They're the same size. They are bigger around, I think. Yep. Just a little bit bigger around. Bigger diameter. New and old. So that's pretty cool. So these guys, that belongs to him. So these guys, you just support the glass. So that's what it looks like when it's all put together. Of course, it's going to stand up taller than the camera, so that's pretty good. So I'll go to the other side. There we go. So here's the filament style. We'll do the twirling effect. Actually, I should do the Dynatrack turntable thing. Because I got one. Oh, does this still work? Is it still charged? Probably not. Nope, it's dead. But it'll still work even if I plug it in. So that runs on USB-C. Because this is the one I modified. Because it used to run on AA batteries or AAA batteries. So I modified it. Runs on lithium now. Because I haven't charged it in a long time, so. Let's see, is it on? No. There's Pete. Hi, Pete. So this one is so dead and it won't even run. So here's the inside of that. So instead of AA's, I ran a lithium pack, but the battery pack is so dead. Or I don't like that one. Let's try another cable. How about this one? There we go. I can hear it running. One of them picky chargers. So, just like Dynatrack, I can have mine spin too. For that extra class. Put up a little higher in the camera. So here is the XMCosy filament style solar pathway light. Runs on a AA 1 amp hour battery. Features metal construction, as in the uprod or the rod is made out of aluminum. The plastic housing that surrounds the glass envelope. Yes, glass, people. Glass, not plastic. Glass. Because we all had them solar lights that are plastic and they go cloudy. And of course, the rest of it is plastic with an exquisite, glossy solar panel. Very nice. Wish I had this turntable when I had the I did the other XMCosys, because I could have done the same thing with them too. So here is the XMCosy crackle slash shattered glass solar pathway light. This one features a matte style solar panel. Gives you high output. It gives you the battery is a AA cell at 1 amp hour. This one has a wonderful color feature. You can either have it in warm white or cold light, and of course the metal tube, upright tube, and the plastic stake. But just like the newer style XMCosy, this one also features the glass envelope. It will never cloud. It will never yellow. It will always look awesome, unless you run one through a snowblower or run them over with a lawnmower, which you shouldn't do that. So, very nice. But that's what this live stream was about. Was this Amazon Prime Day deals and my curiosity, satisfaction on checking out these filament style LED pathway solar lights. So very cool. Of course, like I said, I'll be taking all these apart and treating the circuit board, the little itty bitty circuit board in there, with conformal coating, and greasing up the battery contacts and the battery to keep them from rusting, because it does pay. Because like I said earlier in the stream, I've done it to these, and there may or may not be bugs in there. We can always take one apart and see how well they're doing, just to drag out the stream a little bit further. So we'll check these out. Let's see how well they're doing after 2 years. So here we go. And there's a bug in there. There's a spider. There was a spider in there. But the circuit board is absolutely beautiful because it's been treated. So a little spider got evicted. So now there's a spider in the house. Wonderful. That's okay. There's a big old cobweb right over my head. So that takes care of that. So these are in good shape. We'll go back over to the showpiece. We'll put this back together. Put this back outside where it belongs. Put this back on. So there. Very nice. So, if you're looking for solar pathway lights that are worth spending the money on, just because of the glass construction, these are worth buying. So, of course, I guess I got nothing else to say on here. So this thing's already been running for 35 minutes. So that's good enough for a product overview. So that's it for the XMCosy 15 lumen. That's the only thing I does not say on the box, but does say on Amazon. These are 15 lumens. Who knows? So that's it for this particular live stream. Of course, I'll have another one on Friday, continuing on with the Nixie / binary clock. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, Pete. And we'll see you on the next live stream.